Okay. Addiction of any kind, this is involving like trauma in general, understanding it very deeply. Okay. Addiction of any kind, anxiety, depression, rage, difficulty holding a job, or a cycle of unhealthy relationships. What I know for sure is that all pain is the same. And I believe the despair that runs through nearly all destructive behavior is a deeply rooted feeling of unworthiness. There is a difference between thinking you deserve to be happy and knowing you are worthy of happiness. So often we block out our blessings because we don't, at our core, feel that we're enough. Even if you've accumulated a house full of nice things and the picture of your life fits inside a beautiful frame, if you have experienced trauma but haven't excavated it, the wounded parts of you will affect everything you've managed to build. And that reminds me of one of the things that I probably say a lot is it's one thing to get a glimpse of or get anything, right? But it's a whole nother ball game to become the version of you that can sustain that. It's two totally different ball games, two totally different things. I believe to certain degrees anyone can get anything. But to sustain it and make it part of your reality, that's a whole nother. So that to get something is more of like instant gratification type of, to get something is quick. It's a instant reward, but to maintain or sustain it, to have it be part of your reality, which is what most people are after, whatever it is, whether it's happiness, whether it's a peaceful life, whether it's love, whether it's abundance and richness both within and without, whether it's safety, whether it's love, take your mind wherever you want to take it, okay? Only you and your soul, you at your soul level, know what that is for you. But anyone can get a taste of it. But it won't be sustainable and a real part of your reality that can be maintained unless inner work is really being done on what happened to you. Okay. We carry a lot of our past in ourselves, things that have impacted us, regardless of who's at fault. That's a different conversation. It's almost irrelevant. Whatever impacted you is now your responsibility to excavate, to heal, to transmute, to integrate, to transform. You now have to take those bricks and find a way to build something beautiful out of it within. So that foundation now becomes a strong foundation for whatever it is that you really truly desire on a soul level that really does align with you. So that you can have the foundation that can sustain that. So many times the things that affects us from our past is a huge part of what affects our ability to sustain the things that are truly meant for our highest good, and the way that we show up for them, and our innate beliefs about ourselves and the world and others, as well as it can create maladaptive coping mechanisms. So basically, whatever helped you survive whatever you went through before that worked to get you out may not be something that's in your best interest to keep around moving forward if you're looking to thrive in life. So many of our patterns that we built in survival mode are not patterns that will allow us to create and maintain healthy realities that really align with us thriving. And so that inner work is crucial, and without it being done, anything that you do get will be fleeting. It will not stick around, or it will feel half-assed, or it will not be what we think or hope it to be. That would be, again, in our best interest. So really the work is on us, regardless of whether, it doesn't matter who the fault is. And I think that's where some people probably get caught up, is like, whoever's fault it is, that's whose responsibility it should be. But it's unfortunately not the reality of healing. The reality of healing is that it doesn't matter whose fault it is. The reality is that it's your responsibility regardless now, and that you're the one coming to save you. You're the one that's going to come to your rescue. You're the one that's going to have to do your inner work. You're the one that's going to have to take accountability. You're the one that's going to have to be consistent with the inner work, even when no one's applauding you, even when people are maybe against you, because it's going to trigger other people when you're doing inner work as well. Hopefully you get the point. You're going to be the one doing it for you, the ultimate one. And will help and guidance and all these great things come along the way? Yes, when necessary. But you are the ultimate player. And without us doing the inner work on ourselves, then we cannot be the versions of ourselves that can sustain the healthy, good things that we are after, the core needs of being loved and safe and seen and understood and validated and all these things. A lot of that is going to come from within ourselves. It's going to come from ourselves first. How do you know what something looks like if you haven't first created it within yourself, you know? So there's a lot of radical truth and acceptance in that process that brings a lot of clarity by nature. And from there, depending on how much work is done, will depend on how sustainable these things can be for you. The more you want to thrive, the deeper you go.